right, welcome. It's been a while.
Well,
It has.
It's been a minute. We've been working on a lot.
We've been working on a lot. We want to say hello to our listeners out here today for tuning in.
What's up, family?
What's the deal, my baby?
We miss y'all so much. We're so glad that y'all still here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, welcome to the Inner Circle Season 2.
Season 2.
Episode 0.
Okay.
Episode 0. We have definitely been revamping some things over here at the Inner Circle.
Yeah, it's been a lot of changes. Can you believe it's been a whole year?
It's been
Yeah.
over a year.
Since the last
Oh,
episode.
wow.
A year and some change. It's been a little minute. I think we should probably talk to him just a little bit right now about how we feel about the purpose and the mission of the Inner Circle.
Okay, well, I definitely want to reassure the listeners that, you know, we are still, you know, very focused on just like storytelling and make sure that we're sharing our experiences, you know, because we really want this to be a space to where like we can talk about the things that we go through, you know, in our lives and be able to relate, you know, to our listeners and kind of like, you know, share experiences, you know, have that exchange going on.
Most definitely. I feel like one of the other things, like one of the big things about us is that as the Inner Circle, we always want to make sure we producing the best content for our listeners. We don't want to just be out here talking and rambling. We actually want to have meaningful and transformational conversation, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, it's kind of been a transformation around here with the Inner Circle. Tyrez won't be recording with us right now, but we'll definitely miss Tyrez and his humor and his perspective. But honestly, I am really excited to introduce to these people because we're excited to introduce to our listeners our new co-host, Miss Mila. Miss Mila.
Hello. What's up, y'all? What's up? So my name's Mila. You know, I'm very happy to be a part of the Inner Circle. We've been like working and we've been talking. We've been actually planning this for a while now. Coming out with some master plans, and we got like a lot of stuff in store. But yeah, guys, I'm really happy. I'm really happy to be working with these three people. Just a little bit on how this became about because it definitely was not planned
Yeah.
at all. But you know, that's the thing about meeting people in college. Like when you use your networks, like
Yes.
it works, man.
Mila, how
Like,
long we been knowing each other?
years.
Freshman
I feel
year.
old. Freshman year, 2015. And
It's
I
about to be
actually,
2020.
Man, a new decade. Oh my goodness.
yeah, and me and Taran, we actually worked together. And so the thing that happened was like, I was thinking about making my own podcast. And this is something that I've been thinking about for a while. And so I knew that Taran, DJ, Tyrez at the time, Tamara, I knew that they had a podcast, Inner Circle. Listened to it a few times. Really liked the perspective. Really liked the image. Really liked the content. And so had a meeting with them just to see, like, just to kind of read their minds a little bit, see how they got started, how they picked out a co-host. And after Tyrez actually asked me, he was like, so what's your vision? What's your vision for the podcast? And I'm like, well,
Wait,
you
you mean Taran?
People real good for doing that. I'm glad my name started with a D. Cause
Listen, I just want to make it known that we all cool. Like, I know Tyrez, I know Taran. I've been doing this
Ain't no
all
beef.
day.
Ain't no
Ain't
beef.
no beef, ain't no man, ain't no contention. Like, those my boys. But, yeah, so Taran asked me, he was like, you know, what's your vision for your podcast? And I'm like, well, you know, I just want to talk about, okay, I love talking about sex. I'm just going to say that. Relationships, giving words of wisdom as somebody who's been through a lot, especially in college. I've been through mostly anything you can think of, depression, being broke, post-grad depression. You know, so those are really my goals for the podcast. And just also, I feel like as a whole, young black people, especially those who are being first-generation college students, like there's a lot that you can learn from my experiences. And I just feel like it's something that needs to be talked about. So after, so after having that conversation, they were straight up. They looked at each other for a little bit. And they like, they're like, well, do you want to join our podcast? I'm like,
Yeah, what's the deal? What's up?
I'm like, what's up with it? Like, let's get it popping. So yeah, that's how it became about. And I'm really, really, really excited to work with you guys.
Yeah, and I'll be
I'm
honest.
excited to have you.
I'm really excited that you're here. I'm very excited. I feel like the listeners have not heard from us three in a while. So
Yes.
what's up with you, Taran?
Okay, so just graduated from Michigan State back in May. So, I had to, even though I walked in May, I had to finish up some classes in the summer, but, that wasn't nothing too much. So, after that, I kind of transitioned to this new role, like Miley was saying, as a college advisor. So, I kind of been filling out that role, kind of
Working with
playing
the
around
badass kids.
But they're my babies. I love them though. But yeah, so
Like
just
that.
working on that. Currently living at home too, so like going through the motions with that and kind of trying to balance, this new lifestyle that I'm pursuing in my professional career, but also trying to explore my interests, and things and hobbies to fill all this free time that I have now that I'm not in classes. So that's what I've been into.
Yeah. What about you, DJ?
Well, honestly, I I also graduated from MSU in May.
Gotta clap it up.
Okay. It is an accomplishment. People don't understand. But I think the biggest thing for me has really just been moving to the Metro Detroit area. You got to say Metro because you know how people from the city is. Don't claim the city. Don't claim the city.
Not claim my city.
No. It's been a real transition though. I'm out here. I don't really have too much family, but I for sure got some wonderful friends and some cool roommates. So it's been cool. Started a job as a program director for after school program. So kind of getting into my field, filling things out, seeing different sectors of that, and life has been good though. I'm not mad at it. I'm really not.
That's good.
Okay, what about you, Tamara?
So I graduated from Michigan State in May.
Hey now,
I'm excited about that.
But let them know. Hold on, how many degrees?
Okay.
A dual degree, one in neuroscience, one in philosophy.
You say it's not a double major. It's a dual
Okay,
degree.
it's a dual degree. 2 pieces of paper. And working on my business that I'll be launching with my best friend coming soon. And just figuring out how I situate myself in the world and where I'll be after graduation.
I definitely feel that. Okay, what about you, Mila? What you got going?
Oh, what
What's
do I
up with
have
you?
going on? Nothing major. So I also graduated back in May, political science pre-law. You know it.
Talk to him.
Let me lay it on the table. All right, so no, but I actually left my job in May. I was working for the city attorney's office as a legal intern for a bit. Loved that job. Left, became a college advisor with Tehran, working with those special babies. Those my babies. But yeah, like I got a few things planned. Nothing major. I just I don't know, y'all. I'm drawing a blank right now.
No, I feel it like
It be like that, like
It's real.
because you just want to play it humble. You don't want to sound like you like.
Well, I had heard that somebody was a speaker for Detroit signing day for 2020. What's that?
All right, so yeah, I will be the speaker, the keynote speaker for Detroit College signing.
Talk about it.
Let 'em know.
2020, you know. Something light. Also studying for law school right now. That takes a majority of my time. Other than that, man, I'm a Detroit girl. Not Metro, Detroit. From East Side 7 Mile. Currently live on West Side 7 Mile because I can't be with my people no more. Y'all too ghetto for me. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Really just enjoying the city because it's like coming back.
It's
once
beautiful.
you graduated, it just seemed like a completely different place. Like, so that's
Shit,
just
it is.
how I feel.
Especially since we grown now. Last time we was here at 18.
Yeah, being able to get into them bars is something completely different.
Okay.
Different beast.
Yo, I'm so excited for I feel like it's gonna be a really great opportunity working with y'all. Just all the stuff that we got going on, just this direction that our life is taking. You know what I'm saying? Just as young adults, I just feel like it's about to be really dope. So, what type of stuff are you trying to get into season 2? With these topics, I'm really looking forward into talking about this relationship stuff.
You already
Exploring this route because I just feel not even just intimate relationships, but friendships relationships, like professional relationships.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Most definitely.
Networking is like that was my word of 2019 was networking. But just to hop back on that relationship portion, that's definitely something that I've learned a lot about within this past year. So I'm definitely ready to talk about that. Get into the comedic version of everything. My life is a story. I love to talk about my life.
That's that storytelling we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love to just, and I make light of every situation. So
You
got to.
I want to wrap it back around to that networking piece because, see, I just feel like when we were talking to you and we were sitting down and we weren't even ever thinking about you being a part of the podcast, but just talking to you about it, I think it's really beautiful that we talk about collaboration amongst young black people. I think it's really good that people, build themselves up and build their own brand and do their own kind of thing. But I think nothing has been more truer than a team being stronger together. And so I just really want to talk about young black people, especially young black people, building community amongst each other, building businesses together, building organizations together. Because I feel like we're stronger together than we can ever be apart. We all great in our own way.
Yes, Mr. President. Yes.
You know that. You know that.
I can't wait for us to talk about mindfulness and like health and wellness, just getting closer to ourselves, self-reflection, and just different stuff like that. Because I've learned a lot about myself within these last couple of years, being in college at this pivotal point in my life. So I'm excited.
And it helps us.
It does.
And I feel like, especially because I had, like, coming out of undergrad, I had this misconception of, like, okay, like, I put in all this work, and, like, I finally made it to, like, this point that I've been thinking about for so long. Like, I knew it was coming, and I'm like, okay, I reached this point, like, I'm done. Like, I ain't gotta put in no more work. And
then boom.
It's like,
That's the one thing. I was so focused on that degree that once that degree got here, I said, oh, what's next? I got to get a job now.
There's so much work left to do, and I feel like it's just so constant. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we're gonna work through it. I feel like it's gonna be good.
And we gotta talk to people about that, because that was, me and Terrain, me and you were talking the other day at lunch. I was just saying, I feel like, I got you this place, but right now I feel like, what's next? Is it a master's degree? Is it looking for another place to live? Is it looking for another direction in my work? What is it? And we get so caught up in what's the next thing that we kind of forget, Terrain. We exactly where we asked and prayed to be at.
Hold on, you remember that open mic night? We were downtown.
Ooh,
and you were like, I've always wanted to be here. Like, I'm almost there. I said, look around, you here. Like, That's also something that really needs to be talked about is how to allow yourself to be happy. Stop stressing. Give yourself the credit
that you deserve.
Give yourself the credit, absolutely.
'Cause we here, y'all. We here.
And it's about to be a new decade.
I feel it. So to all the listeners out there, just know that we got y'all covered. Like, season 2, I just hope y'all are ready. We have a very intense dialogue, very intentional dialogue about some very important topics. So, y'all on for the ride. And
we're keeping it real because, one thing about us is that we are
the Inner Circle.
Y'all catch us for season 2, episode 1 coming up real soon. We love y'all. We miss y'all. And it's going to be a great season.
Woo.
Peace out.